wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Like Charlamagne mentioned earlier, the Knicks did lose last night, 121-130. Now, tonight, the Minnesota takes on OKC at 8:30 p.m. The Thunder leads that series 3-1. What's up, Morgan?
Hey, y'all. Hey, good morning.
Hey,
Happy hump day. How you feeling?
Good.
Blessed, black, and highly favored. How you?
I'm good. I love to hear it. All right. So first on front page, President Trump says Russian President Vladimir Putin is playing with fire. It follows his criticism of the Kremlin on Sunday for attacks made on Ukraine, where the U.S. is attempting to broker a ceasefire. Now, Russian drones and missiles bombarded more than 24 cities across Ukraine over the weekend. The Kremlin responded to the criticism Monday, citing emotional overload at this very important moment. So again, I will keep you guys posted on those relations, relations or lack thereof, between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. It seems like things are escalating just a little bit.
As I said yesterday, those two egos could be the end of civilization as we know it. And the way they all are just casually governing through social media and casually discussing World War III and nuclear war is baffling to me. And people just throw those words around like they're nothing. Like,
Right.
Do you understand countries discussing World War III and nuclear war should be the only thing the media is talking about? Like, I saw North Korea say yesterday that the U.S. Golden Dome risked outer space nuclear war, and China's mad about it, and Russia's mad about it, and everybody's just going on about their day like it's nothing.
Yeah, because what else we gonna do? Cry? In the words of Rihanna. Anyways, okay,
Hey, yeah.
Meanwhile, the war between President Trump and Harvard is also escalating. Now, the Trump administration is set to cancel the remaining Harvard federal contracts worth about $100 million. Now, the head of the Department of Justice Anti-Semitism Task Force, Leo Terrell, says this is nothing new. Let's take a listen to his comments.
This is going to be a battle in the courtroom. If it goes all the way to the Supreme Court, Trump is going to do that. We have tolerated anti-Semitism for the last 4 years. And basically the Trump administration, and thank goodness President Trump is in office, Harris, he's not going to tolerate it.
Yeah, so that's Leo Terrell, the head of the Department of Justice Anti-Semitism Task Force. Now, the move comes as the White House has accused Harvard of not doing enough to end anti-Semitism on campus. It also accuses the university of racial discrimination in its admissions process while hiring. Imagine that. So I'm just wondering, if you're pro-Palestinian, does that automatically make you anti-Semitic? Because we've long time said that if you're pro-black, that doesn't mean that you're anti-white. So I'm just curious to see you guys' thoughts on that. But
Depends who you ask.
Yeah.
It just depends who you ask. Like, yes, I do agree with you that just because you're, pro anything doesn't mean you're anti anything.
Or against anything,
Yeah,
right.
But there are some people who are pro something that are completely against, the other side.
So right. And a lot of this comes after, there have been protests on the campus, pro-Palestinian protests and things of that nature. So that, it's like if you're pro-Palestinian in this administration, it means that you're anti-Semitic, or at least that's what it seems anyways. The Trump administration is also halting student visas interviews for now. Reports say the decision comes as the administration considers requiring foreign students to undergo social media screening. Imagine that. The outlet said U.S. embassies and consular sections are being ordered to put a hold on scheduling new interviews. A cable signed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio and dated Tuesday said further guidance is anticipated in the coming days. Details about what the possible social media vetting would screen for were not provided. So let's end actual interviews and let's do it through social media in terms of who should and should not be in this country in regards to student visas. And Elon Musk says he is disappointed with President Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill. Musk said these comments in a preview of an interview that's set to air this weekend on CBS Sunday morning, that he was disappointed to see the massive spending bill because he feels that it undermines the work that the Doge team is doing. Now, it passed the House last Thursday, and this big, beautiful bill extends the tax cuts brought on by President Trump in his first term in 2017, as well as boost border and deportation funding. So Elon Musk is getting a little bit of a taste there. But that's your front page news.
I'm glad Elon Musk said that too. You know what I mean? Don't treat Trump the way Democrats treated Biden and act like you don't see what we all see. When something is wrong, call it out.
Well, that was a soundbite. So let's see what else he had to say in that interview. It is set to air again this weekend on CBS Sunday morning. Elon Musk. Speaking
because
on,
he's saying what we were all saying, like when we saw, all of the money that was in the big beautiful bill, that to us that was wasteful spending. So I'm like, I'm like, you created those to cut wasteful spending.
But that's how it should be.
Put a bunch of wasteful spending in this bill.
But that's how it should be. We should be checking people when we don't agree, right? When we agree, we agree. But when we disagree, we should be able to say it and not have any penalty on it. Correct?
That's absolutely right, Envy. That's right. All right, y'all. So that's your front page news for 6 a.m. At 7 a.m., stick around. We will talk about this mall shooting in Connecticut and transportation. Transportation is a mess. We'll talk more about it at 7.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. Knicks fans, we lost last night. Pacers beat us 130-121. The next game is tomorrow. But tonight, the Timberwolves and OKC. The Thunder lead the series 3-1. That game happens at 8:30.
You was talking earlier about coaching. The one thing I don't understand is why the Knicks keep trying to run with the Pacers. Like, why don't they don't slow the pace of the game down and play half court basketball? They can't run with the Pacers.
No, not at all. Not at all. But
I'm
that's what I said. Coaching has to do some of it.
Karl Anthony Towns look like he got 49-year-old knees.
Yeah, running back and forth is real difficult. And the crazy part is, I feel like the Knicks are always on the floor. Like they always.
Well, yeah, they don't go deep at all. Like they might rotate 7 players.
Well, they've been going a little deeper. Pause.
They don't go deep.
Pause.
You said they're going deeper. Y'all got 2 different stories.
A little pause. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, y'all. Let's keep in line with the sports news. So former NBA star Shawn Kemp has pleaded guilty to second-degree assault and will avoid trial. Kemp is accused of shooting at 2 men inside a Toyota 4Runner outside of a Tacoma mall in 2023 while trying to recover items the man allegedly stole from him. Now, Kemp was originally charged with first-degree assault. Under the plea agreement, both sides will be able to make sentencing recommendations to the judge. Kemp will be sentenced this summer on August 22nd. So I will keep you guys posted.
I completely knew nothing about that story.
Yeah, I just heard about it today. I just heard about it today.
I didn't know nothing about that story.
When I seen Shawn Kemp, I had to look to see if it was the actual ex-Supersonic. So they stole his stuff. He was trying to get it back, and he popped him?
Yeah, pretty much. So his phone, he tracked it to, find my iPhone. He tracked it to the mall parking lot, and he went into the car, tried to get his stuff, and when they found him, it became a little situation.
So they stole his stuff.
Back.
He went to get his stuff out the car that they stole. They approached him. He protected himself, and he got to go to jail.
Yeah, pretty much. They popped at him and he popped back. So yeah, that's pretty. But he's pleading guilty. So he had the option to not plead guilty yesterday, but he pled guilty. So
okay,
yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on the sentencing for that. Speaking of shootings and other news, a man connected to a mall shooting in Connecticut is now in custody as 5 people recover from their injuries. Now, shots rang out yesterday afternoon at the Brass Mill Center in Waterbury, Connecticut, after an argument escalated. Now, police say the gunman, believed to be in his 20s, used a semi-automatic pistol and fired at multiple people. Waterbury Police Chief Fernando Spagnolo says there are no deaths and other law enforcement agencies are assisting in the investigation. Let's take a listen to his comments.
Several victims suffering from gunshot wounds. They were all transported to local hospitals. Currently, they're being worked on and receiving medical treatment, and there are no fatalities at this time. We are working in the mall right now with our law enforcement partners from all the federal agencies, the state police, conducting this investigation.
Yes, so following the shooting, there was a massive police response at the Brass Mill Center in Waterbury. Several government agencies have joined the local police with their investigation, and all 5 victims are expected to survive. Switching gears, the summer travel season has begun this year, and there are concerns of airport delays due to shortage of air traffic controllers. President Trump's transportation secretary, Sean Duffy, says he's frustrated too, adding that the shortage of air traffic controllers is at a critical level, and he's trying to get 25-year veterans who are eligible for retirement to stay on the job. Let's take a listen to his comments in part.
We're 3,000 short. We've been 3,000 short for some time. I love airports, but I don't want to spend 4 hours in an airport waiting to see if my flight's going to take off. We are offering them a 20% bonus up front to stay on the job. Please don't retire.
Yeah, so this is a
Lord have
nationwide
mercy.
problem. And it's also being, of course, you guys know and you're familiar with what's going on at Newark Liberty Airport, but it's also happening in Texas as well. The latest FAA data shows that San Antonio's airport is 20% short of their staffing goal. Houston's Hobby Airport is almost 20% short as well. And just last week, a shortage of air traffic controllers at Austin's airport prompted the FAA to issue a ground stop. So more than 150 flights were delayed. I mean, you guys are ripping and running in the sky. So have you noticed any difference as you're traveling as well?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I cannot fly into
man, really?
EWR. I can't fly out. And when I do try, it's delayed until it's canceled.
Yeah. Well, where was I coming from? I was coming from Orlando, and we had to stop in Richmond because there was something going on at Newark. I think they said the radars were out. So we had to stop in Richmond and wait for the radars to come back on in Newark. But, here's what I don't understand. In early 2025, Doge fired, they did mass firings of FAA employees, including air traffic controllers. Why not just hire those people back?
Oh, that part, I don't know. You have to talk to
If they want to come back, yeah.
Like, if I'm Transportation Secretary Shawn Duffy, I'm literally just going to hire those people back.
Yeah,
Like,
as opposed to getting the 20-year vets, 25-year vets to stay on the job. But yeah,
it
you're
doesn't
right.
make any sense. I mean, I don't know how many of those people exactly were air traffic control workers, but they did do mass firings, of the FAA, and a lot of them were air traffic controllers and safety professionals. Why not just bring those people back?
Would they argue that? Would the government argue that they don't have the money to pay them? Because wasn't it supposedly why they fired them, though?
I mean, you got
See what's happening now.
Yeah, certain.
Yeah, right.
To me, those are essential workers. You got to have the money to pay essential
Absolutely,
workers.
yeah. You don't want to be playing around with that. And to answer your question, I ain't flying into Newark. I'd rather fly into JFK, which takes me an extra 45 minutes to an hour, or LaGuardia. I just don't. I'm scared of Newark.
The crazy thing about all of those airports now, they have less flights. I don't know if y'all have noticed that.
Yeah, JFK and LaGuardia.
Yep.
So I had to fly into Philly from Boston. Because I didn't want to drive. I had to fly into Philly. I wanted to, because it just wasn't. It wasn't a lot of them. You know how they would have flights leaving every hour when you that close? Not no more.
Damn.
All right, and just keeping in line with the travel, attention Southwest passengers, Southwest Airlines. That is the final boarding call for free checked bags on Southwest. The carrier's popular 2 bags fly free perk is over officially. Now, Southwest says the move is being made to drive revenue growth. It's an about phase for Southwest CEO Bob Jordan, who said back in September that having no bag fees was a huge consumer advantage. But now Southwest is also set to end open seating in the first half of 2026. So we anticipate a lot of changes in travel and aviation. I asked you guys earlier this year.
What you mean they stopping open seating? They not doing musical chairs no more on Southwest?
No,
Oh, nah.
they
You
been
know
said
how
they
you
wasn't.
You get assigned seats now?
Yeah, you're gonna have to select your seating as well when you purchase your
I think that's
flights.
better anyway.
Yeah, they used to do musical chairs. You used to walk on. First of all, I stopped flying Southwest a long time ago just because it's disgusting.
I like Southwest. I don't know what you're talking about, but I like Southwest.
But you get on Southwest and the music starts playing. Then when the music starts, everybody got to try to find their seat. They literally play
dumb.
musical chairs.
Nuh-uh.
Because you know what people do is let's say I will pay for to get on first, and then I'll get
you
on
got
and then
that
hold the seat next to me for my
Right,
spouse. And
exactly.
I'm like, me and the lady got into an argument. The only time I ever flew Southwest, and that was the last time.
Damn.
Never again.
And you flew your wife on
No, I was
Southwest?
by myself. No, my wife wasn't getting on
I was gonna
Southwest.
say, damn.
I've never flown Southwest because I've never done it because it just sounded like crazy to me. I think I might have flew it once.
You would have put me on it.
I put you on Southwest?
Yes.
Listen.
Charlamagne put me on it was the only time I was on it.
Well, I learned fast. Okay.
I will speak up for Southwest. Southwest will get your ass there. They the only
Yes, they
airline
will.
that got the least connecting flights. They'll get your ass straight there. I ain't been on Southwest in a while, but I used to fly Southwest all the time.
I just don't like the musical chairs of it all.
Yeah,
Like that don't make no
yeah.
sense to me. Everybody just go on there and pick your seat. Like that just sounds like problems.
Yeah, we'll make sure you get that early boarding group, and then you'll be all right. Check in on time.
Well, guess what? It's dead. There's no more.
It's over. That's a wrap.
Okay.
Well, I will say this, that if you are a Southwest credit card holder, that you do get 1 bag.
Southwest got credit cards?
I did not know that either.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Yeah, get the frequent flyer miles. Them points add up. I'm just saying.
Salute
But
to
anyway,
Delta
all
and
right.
JetBlue, man.
Delta.
Okay.
Yeah, Delta's always number 1 for me.
All right, y'all, that's your front page news. Follow me on socials at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app. Visit us at BINnews.com. Listen, we have an amazing announcement. I cannot say too much about it right now because we're still under embargo at the 7 o'clock hour. But at 8 o'clock, make sure y'all check out Black Information Network. We have an amazing announcement that is going to break at 8 o'clock this morning. So stick around, and y'all see it. Maybe y'all talk about it. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Morgan.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too now.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.